God, you made our big blue sky. You made the oceans deep and wide.
Hi guys, and welcome to the We Connect for December 27th and 28th. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas vacation and are excited to teach this week. So we're still in the series that Jesus is God's Son, and we have one more part of the birth of baby Jesus story to be told. So this week you're going to be focusing on the part of the story with the wise men from Matthew 2, verses 1 and 2, and verses 9 through 11. So we're going to start with an activity because we're going to be focusing on the star, of course. So everybody has enough of these telescopes for the kids, and you'll also have a bunch of different colors, colored stars. And so before the kids get there, just find places, kind of easy to find but sort of hidden for the kids to stick these on the wall. And then what you're going to be doing is giving each kid the telescope and having them look through the telescope to find the green star, to find the purple star. And then you can transition out of that activity into your Bible lesson by saying, looking for stars was fun. In today's story, we're going to learn about some people who followed a star just like we did today. So again, the story you're telling is the part of the story with the wise men and the star. And before you get into that, you'll go through your giant poster board and go through each of the three sections that you've already filled out. So you'll talk about Mary and Angel Gabriel, you'll talk about baby Jesus being born, and then the third square should be the shepherds, and then the fourth square is this. You'll have 3 gifts, and then you'll have 3 pieces of wrapping paper that you'll just stick to the gift as you put it on the postboard. And that's something actually you can have a child do. You can choose the 3 kids who are sitting the most quietly to come and glue your wrapping paper onto your gift box if you'd like. So you'll go through each part of the story, and then you'll come to the final part of the story, which is about the wise men, that God had given a star. God had put a star in the sky for the wise men to follow because they had heard about baby Jesus. And you can actually have the kids use their telescopes and pretend like they're looking in the sky for a star. And you'll tell them about how the wise men followed the star to baby Jesus. And when they got there, they were so excited to see him that they had brought gifts because they knew how special baby Jesus was. And so, you'll talk about the gift part of that. But then you'll close that part of the story out by explaining to them that the gift, that even though the wise men brought baby Jesus the gift, the greatest gift ever was baby Jesus, was that God sent his only son, baby Jesus, to this world, and that's the greatest gift anybody can have. And so you will wrap up the entire series with there's this little story. It's kind of like a poem, and it goes through each section of your storyboard. So you'll give each stanza of the poem as you're sort of pointing to the Mary and Gabriel, the baby Jesus being born. You'll just keep going through, and then it ends on the gift page, which says, they gave their gifts to the little boy, and everyone's heart was filled with joy. Jesus is God's only son, the greatest gift to everyone. And then you can close in prayer and thank God for sending his son to the world. So the craft you have today is another ornament, and it is salt dough. So you'll each have a bag of salt dough that is pretty soft, and you'll give just a small clump to each child and just have them pat it out. So I would give a clump to every child, have them sitting down at their tables, give a clump to every child, and have them, the first step they're going to do is work on patting it down and smushing it so that you have a little disc of some, of dough. You want to have the dough somewhere between like a 1/2 inch to an inch. It doesn't really matter because the dough is pretty robust and dries really fast, so it's not such a huge deal. But if it's too thin, it'll break when it's dried, and if it's too thick, it'll take forever to dry. So the first thing you'll do is have them smash it out, and then we have star cookie cutters in each of your bags. I think there's only about 3 per bag, and I know some of your classes are pretty big, so I would just kind of go around section by section. The kids who've got their stuff pounded down pretty good, have them cut the star, and then I would save the dough and put it aside, the outside, the stuff that comes out, and then once they've cut their star out, you'll do 2 things. You will need to create a hole in one of the top pieces of the star so that you can put your string through it to make it an ornament, and then you'll want to let them decorate it. So the dough is a pretty dry dough. I mean, it's malleable, but it's fairly it's not like a gooey dough. So you'll have markers, and you'll just give them a marker and let them just color. They can put swirlies, or they can put polka dots, I mean, whatever they want to do. Just let them decorate their star, and help them with a pencil, probably just the tip of a pencil. Drill a hole into the top of the star. I've put some coffee sticks in there as well, so they can use them to poke dots in their thing, or you can use them to do the holes. But I found that pencils or pens work a lot easier, just to get that first hole gone through. And as soon as you put the hole through the dough, you'll want to put the yarn in. Because as it dries, it contracts a little bit, and so the hole gets smaller. So if you get the hole in there while it's wet, it's pretty easy. So anyways, it's an easy dough. It's not a messy dough at all. So it should be a pretty easy craft for them all. And then help them put their names on it, and maybe the date, so it's something their parents can have for them to have for a while. And then if you have time, there should be enough dough for them to just play with. It's kind of a fun, easy dough. It is salt. It's salt, flour, and water, basically. So their little hands could get dried out. So I would, after you're done playing, I'd take them to do a quick bathroom break, or have some hand wipes to wipe off their hands so that the salt doesn't dry their hands out too much. So that should be pretty fun, and I'll show you a version of it. Sorry. All of my stars are actually at the campuses, so we have a teddy bear that we made as another sample. So you can see it. It kind of dries pretty hard. It's a nice thickness, and then you just put your hole through. So you'll have a bunch of stars, and the markers go really well on it. They don't bleed very, very much, so it's pretty nice. Anyways, okay, so that should be fun. And then the last or activity you have is a box. You're just going to kind of play like musical chairs almost. You just sit them down in a circle, and it's called Pass the Box, and you just play some music songs, some Christmas songs, and have them pass the box, the wrapped Christmas gift around. And when the song stops, whoever has it, you cheer and say hooray. So, and then just, as you go through the activity, talk about the greatest gift. The greatest gift is Jesus. And then you will have your verse for the last week as well. I'm hoping the kids will know this verse by now. I mean, I think most of them knew this verse coming into the month, but hopefully they all know it now. And so this is the week that you will hopefully get them to each say it individually, and they can earn their sticker. So again, it's just John 3:16 John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. John 3:16. So should be pretty good. So I'm hoping this week will be fun. I'm hoping the kids will enjoy the dough. We've had a lot of fun here at home with it, so I'm hoping it'll transition over to the little guys as well. So anyways, if you have any questions, just let us know. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, and have a happy new year this next coming couple days. Okay, thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.